Hi, I'm Larry Richardson and welcome to Znews.com Cooking. In this edition we're going to make chicken sausage. Now why in the world would someone want to make chicken sausage? For one good reason. Traditional breakfast meats are just not good for you. They're loaded with meat byproducts, too much fat, too much salt, too many chemicals. And that mix combined usually kind of makes you feel not too good after you finish them. So with this chicken sausage recipe, you're going to get a lot of that flavor that you'd have from a traditional breakfast meat without the salt, without the chemicals, and without the fat. So come on, let me show you how to make it, and I think you're going to like this. To make our chicken sausage, we're going to use 1/2 to 3/4 of a pound of chicken, and if you already have cooked chicken, you can even use that. We're going to use some black peppercorns, ground, of course, some hot red pepper flakes, some cumin, some Italian seasoning, fennel, which is the most critical ingredient, and a dash of salt. And now I'm going to show you how to combine these ingredients. The first thing we do is cut the chicken, and we want to cut it into very small pieces. This recipe does not involve stuffing it into any kind of animal intestine. So it's going to be a little bit of a non-traditional dish, more kind of like a crispy sausage bacon or crispy sausage pieces than it is a traditional sausage. But you'll see that the flavor is very similar. The fennel especially really brings out the sausage flavor in this dish. Okay, so our chicken is all chopped up into little pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You may decide later in the process that you want to add a little bit more salt, but make sure you taste the dish before you do. You really don't want to overdo the salt. In fact, you may be able to add even a little bit less into it. The next thing we're going to add is the fennel. Now I like to add a 1/2 tablespoon of fennel. And again, the fennel is very important, so make it a heaping tablespoon of fennel, because that's where the sausage taste comes from. When you eat sausage, that is the flavor that is coming through. And now we'll go on to our Italian seasonings. We'll add a 1/2 teaspoon of this. Don't overdo the Italian seasonings because it will dominate the dish. And then we'll go to cumin. I like to add a 1/2 teaspoon of this too. There we go. Red pepper flakes. Now if you don't like things spicy, don't add these at all. I like hot sausage, so I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And if you like it even hotter, you can add more. But what I recommend is that you follow the basic recipe the first time, and in future installments you can adjust the ingredients as needed. And now I'm going to use this pepper grinder, but I would suggest, if you don't have a pepper grinder, add about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm giving this a rough estimate, of course. I can't exactly tell what a 1/4 teaspoon is. There we go. And we're going to stir those spices into the dish. So you can see already, this is a pretty spicy dish. Okay, we have all those ingredients mixed in. And now we're going to go over and start cooking it. I preheated my pan over medium heat for, 3 to 5 minutes to make sure that it was good and hot. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of canola oil. There we go. And I'll add the chicken next. So there's the chicken. And we're going to cook this for about 15 minutes. That will make sure that it's cooked all the way through and give it a little bit of a crispiness. This is one dish you don't want to taste while it's cooking. So try to keep it moving a little bit. You don't want any of the sides to burn. We're sort of stir-frying it. "15 minutes later, here we are. We have a pan full of sizzling hot chicken sausage. Yum. I mean, you should smell this. It's so delicious, and it's made with those delicious spices, and man, you just can't beat it." So here you have it, a very healthy breakfast dish, chicken sausage. It's whole chicken, it's delicious spices, it's a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil, and you just cooked it up yourself. What it doesn't have is all those meat byproducts, all of the chemicals, and all of the only knows what that does not make you feel good after you eat it. So please visit my site, Xenius.com, put chicken sausage in the window, and you'll pick up the printed copy of this recipe. You can also look around the site because I have other recipes on there that eliminate a lot of the fat, salt, and sugar from common meals. So again, I'm Larry Richardson. Thank you for coming to Xenius.com Cooking, and I'll see you next time.